People with the Joe Biden.
People with the Joe Biden. Are you talking about EDOPS?
Let's call it people that have a problem with remembering.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, thank God that went over your head. The
Maybe I let it go over my head on purpose, but continue.
Attorney Adrian Vukovich sued on behalf of the restaurant's owners back in August. He says Henyard repeatedly promised to issue the licenses the village board already approved, but she didn't. She made that promise again in open court on Wednesday, and when those licenses still weren't signed Thursday, all parties were back in court for a hearing Friday morning. Henyard showing up half an hour late.
The judge asked the mayor, will you sign these licenses? And instead of signing them or answering the judge directly, she, began talking in circles. And so that's when the judge made one determination of what's called indirect criminal contempt.
Meaning the judge found her disrespectful to the court's authority. Henyard signed 2 of the 3 licenses under threat of another finding of contempt.
It's serious. It's not something that anybody should want to happen, let alone a public official.
It's up to the judge to determine what punishment Henyard could face. The restaurant owners are still pursuing that 3rd liquor license. They're also pursuing sanctions and damages. We've reached out to Henyard's attorney for comment on this contempt finding and have not heard back. In Dalton, Jenna Barnes, WGN News.
Where a judge has sided with opponents of Mayor Tiffany Henyard in an ongoing power struggle. Henyard has tried to work around trustees by appointing her own village manager, attorney, and police chief. The trustees sued. Now a judge has entered an order that clearly states Henyard's picks for those positions are out. No comment yet from Tiffany Henyard. She faces a re-election battle this spring from mayor of Dalton. Henyard is also suing after Democrats voted against slating her for supervisor of Thornton Township.
I feel genuinely nervous.
RJ.
Yes. I'll say this, KaiR. We talked about Tiffany Henyard in a couple of shows already. That whole Thornton Township debacle is something that she didn't expect. She didn't expect to lose power the way she did. And now she's trying all possible venues, trying to use all possible tactics in order to get back the power, because of course it doesn't feel great to lose. But if you were given the position in the first place, you never really earned the position. Well, I think you should know the rules. But before we proceed, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But yeah, KaiR, right now she just seems desperate. She's desperately trying to regain some sort of control.
You're right. And there's a lot of power struggles going on. Let's jump right into one of those power struggles. Fair use.
Infighting among leaders in Thornton Township is now leaving some people without an essential service there.
WGN's Dan Rabbit talked with people impacted and has the story for us from South Holland.
It's a vital service when you're unable to drive, or you don't have a car to drive, or family to take you. So this has been a lifeline for us.
Harvey resident Tia Robinson relies on Thornton Township senior transportation service buses to go grocery shopping and get to her doctor's appointments. Those buses no longer running due to a lapse in insurance coverage.
We cannot pick residents up. We cannot access our buildings due to the liability. If someone falls, if a car crash happens, car accident, we cannot accept that risk.
Some seniors, they go to dialysis, and others go to radiation and chemo, so it's a vital service.
Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard blames the situation on 2 trustees, Carmen Carlisle and Chris Gonzalez, who have been at odds with Henyard and have not shown up to more than half a dozen recent board meetings.
Regardless of how you feel personally, You should come, you should vote. This is about the people. This isn't about a person. This is about the services that people depend on.
Trustee Carmen Carlisle today saying, quote, "The situation is not about trustees failing to attend meetings. It is about the supervisor's failure to lead with transparency, accountability, and sound management of township resources. The residents of Thornton Township deserve better than excuses and blame shifting." Carlisle saying Henyard had an option to auto-renew the insurance coverage, but chose not to act. While insurance for township buildings and vehicles lapsed December 1st, the buses were spotted taking seniors to Supervisor Henyard's December bingo night. There was one bingo night in December, and it looked...
Peep this one, RJ. Just peep this one. Yo, they set them up.
like those buses were being used to bring seniors to the bingo night. Do you know anything about that?
I mean, obviously, the video shows the buses. What I do not know is if they had got like some one-day insurance or anything like that. I don't know. I wouldn't handle that.
According to internal...
Here on mute, by the way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You're right, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the contrast. So first and foremost, if I understand it correctly, it was in her hands in the first place.
Yes. The contracts, renewal of all the contracts, that's part
her
of the responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. And she dropped the ball there. But now buses are being used to bring elders to bingo night.
By the way, they're only being used for that. They're not getting used for the regular stuff they are supposed to be used to, because they're not insured for that. But they're not also insured for driving them to bingo. But hey,
I was just about to say. So I was just about to say.
Hey, votes are votes.
I was just about to say, because I believe that Tiffany has a very strong following among the elderly, and she knows this, right? That's what she focuses on, and a lot of people who come out to defend her are either the elder or the police.
Well, you forget some people. You forget as well some other people, but
what am I forgetting then?
People with the Joe Biden.
People with the Joe Biden. Are you talking about EDOPS?
Let's call it people that have a problem with remembering.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, thank God that went over your head.
Maybe I let it go over my head on purpose, but continue.
But so she has a strong following, and what does she do? She has to think, KaiR. There are elections around the corner. You know, she needs to keep her base,
her name buzzing,
and committed. And so, but I find it very irresponsible if the buses are not insured. I find it very irresponsible to say, okay, we can use it for anything, but we can use it to drive to bingo night.
By the way, the crazy part is not only the buses. Apparently, they had to shut down the locations.
Well. Yeah. That's crazy.
What are we doing? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm curious how it's gonna work out, because I mean, it's getting closer. April is coming up. So that's when the elections are planned to happen. 1st of April, I think, from the top of my head, in Thornton Township. So, hey, a lot of people are I wanted to say are GUNNING for that role as a Thornton Township Township supervisor, because you make a good buck, 220 something. You know the other person who got the nomination, Harris. You know how much he's making right now?
No.
In his role?
No.
Take a guess.
So what is he responsible for?
Let me take a look.
So that's not important. He's a civil servant, right?
Yes, he is a civil servant. Yeah.
So he's a civil servant, and he's been appointed by Tiffany?
No. He's the one who won the Thornton Township nomination for the Democrats.
Okay. So but then I don't understand your question.
He's a senator.
Yeah.
How much do you think he's making right now?
As a senator, I wouldn't know. I would say 100K a year.
90. So you're close. How much
Yeah.
do you? Yeah, we know how much people make when they are the Thornton Township supervisor.
I
So
forgot.
it's-
It was 225K
Yeah.
a year.
Everyone is trying to get that. It's like the Hunger Games in Dalton right now.
But so and that's so as a township supervisor, you get paid more than you do as a senator.
It seems like it.
Yeah. Okay.
It seems like it, but hey, don't forget, as a senator, you have more connections, so you can wiggle.
Make some.
I'm not gonna say what you can wiggle. I'll say
You can make some.
You twerk. You can twerk more. You can twerk more.
You don't need to stand outside either. You can also trade inside.
All I say is you're trying to push. You're trying to push the limit. All I say is you can wiggle. People know what wiggle means. If they don't know, you're in the wrong location right now. Do you think she's spiraling out of control and can't come back from it? Stay tuned, man. We're gonna discuss this today because she continuously keeps taking L's.
A major development in the saga of embattled Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. A judge has dismissed her lawsuit, claiming that a caucus that threw her off the ballot was illegal. NBC5's Regina Waldrop has been following this case very closely for a very long time. She joins us now with details. Regina.
Marion, it is official. Tiffany Henyard is off the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor, a role she was appointed to in 2022. So I want to take you back to the scene December 3rd. That is when Tiffany Henyard was thrown off the ballot. It was a packed and raucous meeting with an overflow crowd waiting outside. At that time, Henyard called it unfair and illegal. She said none of her supporters were let in to cast a vote. Now, we spoke to elections expert attorney Bert Odelson, who tells us the caucus was legal, and also a Thornton Township resident who says it might have been legal, but it might not have been ethical.
I think that they used some plays out of Tiffany Henyard's own playbook. They booked a venue that was too small to hold everyone who wanted to attend. They seated their own supporters early.
Were there, conducted the caucus, it was done legally. Even a properly filed objection wouldn't have stood. So she's done.
RJ. Cook.
Hey man, as you said, she's taking a nosedive, and it might be the let's say most notable nosedive I've seen in my life, right? And guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe as well. But I'll definitely put her, KaiR, in my top 2 nosedives of all time. I don't know if she's number 1. What?
Who's the other in that top 2?
Well, I don't know if you watched the movie Scarface, but there's a very good nose. It's like
I thought you were going the Drake route.
No. There's also like a nosedive scene is a bit different.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, the one for Scarface. Oh man.
But it's 1 and 2. It's close one. I don't know which one I'd put first. But yeah, that's it for me, man.
Expect that one. You do. Oh man, I've been caught off guard. Oh man. So yeah, this is unthinkable, right? Because the sitting township supervisor has been stripped from her chance to run for re-election, not by voters, but by her own party. She found herself in the middle of that political storm after being shut out from the the ballot from the 1st of April. And here we are. It sounds very unusual because, of course, this is the first time the caucus has taken place in 30 years. So basically, they had to find another way to get her out of that position or getting even on the ballot. And the court, basically she claimed that the process was rigged, calling it an illegal move, and took the battle to court, demanding a redo. But the court thought I can't find the but anyway they thought
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm trying to find it real quick, but I was in another panel. But yeah, they ruled basically against her, saying that she filed her complaint way too late, and boom, it's dismissed.
Yes, it's dismissed. And KaiR, let's not forget, we're talking about the town. So the township, there was this whole problem that caused the township to be without government service, right? Since December 1st, due to a lapse of insurance coverage. We talked about that as well. Also received some very interesting comments. Are we gonna discuss the comment in this show and during the comment of the week?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, there's you have ignorant people and then you have ignorant. This person is neither of the two. It's a loser. But we will dedicate a thought of the week segment to, is it a her? I think it's a her. I don't know.
So her, you mean the one that about the Jay-Z, right? That one you're referring to?
No, that's not the one I'm referring to. The other one.
The other one.
There was one about Tiffany as well.
Not sure about that one. The one definitely I chose was the one about Jay-Z.
Is that the one? Is that the one I took the pictures of?
Again?
Is that the one I took pictures of?
Yes, that's the Jay-Z one.
All right. Well, then maybe this is an old one, but okay, that's a good one. In any case, but also, KaiR, let's not forget, Henyard is currently under investigation because she's being accused of withholding information, financial information, misusing funds of the taxpayers. And of course, let's not forget, she's also still under investigation of the FBI for alleged corruption. So she hasn't, usually when people steal, people in the government allegedly.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to save you, and you're the lawyer. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Usually when they do it.
But by the way, one thing before you continue. Today, Lori Lightfoot is going to. We are pre-recording this, so we cannot record it after the Lori Lightfoot reveal. But today, she supposedly is going to release some numbers on the investigations she did about her spending the past couple of years. So, yeah, but continue.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But usually, when people try to do their best to hide it. It seems like she just doesn't care. She doesn't care, and people had enough. So the township is definitely out of the is out of the question. And so what's left is the mayor, right? Whether or not she can get reelected for the mayor position.
Yeah, that's
but
that's also the smaller. That's the smaller of the two.
That's the smaller.
I think I know which one you mean.
That one.
I think
that one.
The one about the salary.
Yeah, the salary. Yeah.
I can search it up real quick while we're doing the show.
Because it fits with the show. That's right. Well, let me put it like this: if you can, maybe we don't need to host a whole thought of the week because we can just share the ignorant conversation. Yeah. But it's
problem. I have to look it up real quick.
But it's not really like a really necessary. So it would be great, but not really necessary.
What would be great if Tiffany stopped taking a nosedive? Actually, great for herself. Because one thing is clear, RJ. She has been taking L's. Another L this week was, I mean, she stays in court. She's like Drake, which is also the second topic of today. But she's like Drake.
Well,
she stays in court.
She's not like Drake though. I have to defend. I have to defend Drake.
She's definitely not like us.
I have to, yeah. But I have to defend Drake. She's not. It's not that she's like Drake. She's not like Drake because.
Not saying she's like. I'm saying she stays in court.
The difference is there's just a difference. There's still a difference. They both stay in court, but there's still a key difference here. Drake chooses to stay in court because he files the cases. Tiffany is in court against her will. It's like there's a difference, man.
I have to agree with you on that. Yes,
Drake files the complaints, man.
It's a choice. He's like Kanye. Slavery is a choice.
No, come on.
Yeah, stay in court is a choice in this case. Well, it's also her choice. But by what she's doing, let's take a look. Fair use.
Tonight in the South, some more controversy involving Tiffany Henyard.
The Dalton mayor held in contempt of court this morning in a case over liquor licenses. WGN's Jenna Barnes has the latest.
Well, the attorney for the owners of this restaurant here behind us say they believe Henyard didn't sign those liquor licenses for personal reasons, even though it was her job to do it. Their months-long fight came to a head this morning when a judge found Henyard in contempt. Attorneys for the owners of this 3-story restaurant and banquet hall, St. Patrick's, say the business will finally be able to open after a judge found Mayor and Liquor Control Commissioner Tiffany Henyard in contempt and forced her to sign the liquor licenses she'd allegedly been stonewalling for months.
It's been a challenge, to put it mildly, but it's really shouldn't be so difficult. This is an ordinary event to get liquor licenses issued.
Attorney Adrian Vukovich sued on behalf of the restaurant's owners back in August. He says Henyard repeatedly promised to issue the licenses the village board already approved, but she didn't. She made that promise again in open court on Wednesday, and when those licenses still weren't signed Thursday, all parties were back in court for a hearing Friday morning. Henyard showing up half an hour late.
The judge asked the mayor, will you sign these licenses? And instead of signing them or answering the judge directly, she, began talking in circles. And so that's when the judge made a determination.
Sounds like Tiffany.
Yep. Talking in circles is her thing.
One determination of what's called indirect criminal contempt.
Meaning the judge found her disrespectful to the court's authority. Henyard signed 2 of the 3 licenses under threat of another finding of contempt.
It's serious. It's not something that anybody should want to happen, let alone a public official.
It's up to the judge to determine what punishment Henyard could face. The restaurant owners are still pursuing that 3rd liquor license. They're also pursuing sanctions and damages. We've reached out to Henyard's attorney for comment on this contempt finding and have not heard back. In Dalton, Jenna Barnes, WGN News.